Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we would do a fun technique using two of my favourite colours, Flirty Flamingo and Highland Heather, because the blues and the pinks just work beautifully. You could do it in any colour you want, so you could do a masculine one in blues or greens or however you really want to do it. And what you need is a piece of cardstock, which is your inside piece. So we're matting it in Highland Heather, and the mat will be 1/4 inch. So we'll do that at the end. Then you are going to take a 1-inch circle punch or any size of punch or die. So a small die, you could take it in, circles works for this. And all I've done is to literally just randomly, or where I could get my punch in, is to punch some circles in the size of the cardstock. So it's easy to just sort of mat it in. I've done one, but I thought that I would show you what I was doing so you can see it. So basically, you just put your pattern over the top, and we're going to take the Highland Heather, and we're using our blending brushes, which are lovely. Now I'm quite happy to literally just hold it down and rub it through. You can, if you want to, tape it down with low tack tape. As I say, I don't bother, but then that's just me. And then all you're going to do is to literally just go through with your blending brush and just blend through onto each one of these circles. And you can tap it from the outside and go through. You can see I haven't got it perfectly on all of them. To be quite honest, it doesn't matter because we're actually going to be adding things in there, so it's not vital that it's perfect. And to be quite honest, when you actually take the mask away, it's not going to show very much. Now you can buy circular masks, and I've seen quite a few different techniques with circular masks. I haven't got them. We don't stop them at Stampin' Up, so I thought, right, let's make one. And say it's not particularly symmetrical, but then it doesn't really matter for this. So once you've just sponged through in that colour, we're going to take, this is one of the retiring ones, and as I've said before, I absolutely love these. So this is Waterfront, and there's little tiny sentiments. So there's a friend, there's a thanks, which would be perfect. Anything that you've got a tiny sentiment, and we're going to use the friend on this one. So I've mounted it up on a little block, and then all we're going to do is, in the Highland Heather, we're going to stamp it across. Now I will do it 4 times. So once at the top, once at one side, once at the other side, and once down. It doesn't matter if it's not absolutely perfect. You can see because my lights are right above, I'm doing it at an angle, but literally just stamp it from one side to the other. So one in the middle, one side, one the other side, one down at the bottom, one at the top, one at one side, one at the other side, one down at the bottom. And literally just work your way down. It doesn't take very long to do. And as I said, do it at a slight angle, because then it looks a little bit more It just looks better. It doesn't need to be completely uniform on there. Okay, so we can then take this off. So you can take your mask off and you can see you've got some really lovely bubbles coming through that have just got friend. Now, on this one, there's quite a few little spaces. So I thought, let's do some to just fill in some of those spaces. And I'm going to do that in Flirty Flamingo, I think. So whatever complementary colour you want, you can go bright, you can go dark, it's entirely up to you. So with this, I'm trying to put the fuller edge on here, but I'm just going to just put one in. I'll get a whole one in down on the bottom there. Take the blending brush again, and I'm doing this over in pink. Now, because we're not doing it all the way across, I need to take my friend and do it individually on each one. So let's just ink that up, and we want at this angle, one at the top, one on one side, one on the other side, and one down the bottom. Okay, so we've got a little pink one there. We can get a pink one in on the centre between these, I think. Yes. So again, be careful when you are doing your sponging on this one, because you don't want it to go over the edge on the other. In fact, you could do a separate mask just with one on, so that you know that you're not going to be going around those edges. But I'm being fairly careful. The blending brushes are pretty good, and I'm not doing it too deep in colour. So we'll have one at the top, one on one side, one on the other, one down on the bottom. I'm going to take one in on this side, because I think I need a couple really on there. So we can have one in on there. It's going to come a little bit off, but not a huge amount. And again, just take blending and just blend it through. Take your, so you could actually do a complete rainbow. You could do whatever you wanted. I just thought it was quite fun. One on one side, one on the other, and one down on the bottom. That's slightly moved across, but that's fine. We'll have one. So I've got three in on there. I think I'm going to have another one just sort of coming right off the side there in the middle. And just take that. Now, if you're worried about it going off, you can do the stippling, where you're just going up and down rather than rubbing. And then this obviously is going to have the words coming off, so you need to do it as if it was across. So I've got that one on there, and balance, balance, balance. Where do I want? I needed one little one up at the top, I think, here. So I'll have another one that's just going to come off a bit on here, and again I'm just tapping it because I don't want it to go across onto the others. And we'll take this one, so that would come at the top like that. That would come one that side, that would come one that side, and that would come one down in the bottom. So we can take it off. Okay, so you've now got your little circles sort of coming through. And as I say, you know, they are fairly sort of abstract and random, but you can fill them in as much as you want. You can have some sort of coming over the top if you want it like a bokeh. And then you are going to mount it on, and I'm going to take these pieces just off for a minute, because I did one, I've done one in, this was done in Smoky Slate and Highland Heather, but I wanted something just a little bit fresher. So I'm going to put this one on with the pink, because I think that'll work quite nicely, and put that on there. And then I've taken another thing which is retiring, which is the Well Said and Well Written. Well Said is a stamp set, so let me just get those out so you can see them. There we go. So you've got a double stamp set, which is Well Said. It's a double stamp set, so you get all of those which are well said, and it has virtually everything you can think of, from birthdays to anniversaries to Mother Days to retirements to sympathy to and all the bits then that go Happy Mother's Day, all of the things that go inside. And it comes with dies as well, and the dies I've used more than the stamp set actually, because there's lots and lots and lots in there. So have a look online, I'll leave the link. If they're still available, they're obviously retiring. And what I've done is, because we wanted it as a friend, I've die cut out Happy Birthday, and I've just done 2 layers so that it stands up a bit and gives that sort of dimension, and then we've got the friend down on there. So Happy Birthday Friend, and I will glue that down just very carefully like that. And then you've got a lovely card. So as I say, I've done this one in the Smoky Slate and the Highland Heather. You could do, as I say, do them in blues, do them in greens, do them in whatever colour you want. And all you do is make yourself a mask. You could make the circles bigger, so you could take the smallest of the stitch shapes, which again is something that's retiring, or whatever you've got in your stash. But I thought it was a fun idea and a way to just do a pretty sort of background with some words in there as well. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well and be kind. Bye-bye.